What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be doing the weekly recap of the stocked up trading floor. The market continued its ascent this week and is flirting with the key $600 level, as we have a lot going on this week as the US and China are set to have some big trade talks on Monday. Apple has their worldwide developer conference starting on Monday as well. Of course, Tesla stock is going crazy, and we have a handful of pretty interesting things that we cover in tonight's main channel video. So either way, we're set for a pretty exciting week, and the market is doing pretty good. So jumping into this week's recap, I would say it was a pretty good week. On Monday, there was a lot of good action with the breakouts channel, lots of big moves all across the board. And I would say that trend basically persisted throughout the entire week. On Tuesday, there was a lot of great action as well with like CoreWeave, PONY. You could even say like Run, of course. As always, there will be some setups that just end up being duds, and that is just how the market works. But it definitely was good to see the big opportunities come into play. I would say Thursday was definitely the most exciting day of the week, as we will showcase. We could see Wednesday more good action with breakouts. Scrolling down to Thursday, this is where things definitely started to get pretty crazy, especially with Tesla, given their the Elon and Trump relationship ending. Tesla put options popped up by 1,100%. NBIS also had some great moves. Costco had great moves. Dollar Tree, OSTR, SoFi, and others. I would say Thursday was definitely the best day of the week. There was a ton of opportunity all around. But as we always say, opportunity is not distributed equally, not only in a day-to-day sense, but also in terms of like when you look at each specific day, most of the opportunity is concentrated in the fewest, strongest moving tickers, as the same argument can be made for the S&P 500 as a whole, just like how Nvidia and you could say tech stocks in general have carried most of the S&P 500's gains over the past few years, and honestly over the past decade. It's really like the strongest like winner takes all across all different fractals, which is always worth keeping in mind when looking at the market, but also like when looking at the market day to day in terms of like an opportunity sense. Friday, it definitely did slow down a little bit, as like the best plays moved by like 91 to 80%. Not the craziest day ever, but given how explosive the week was, definitely not bad. And all plays moved up at least a fair amount, which is always good to see. Looking at the pullbacks channel, there was also good action right to start off the week with like Meta. DraftKings had some okay moves as well, while other tickers like TEM, ETSY, and ZS were pretty much duds. Scrolling on throughout the week, we can see we did see a handful of good moves on Tuesday as well. Again, nothing like too crazy, but not bad. Looking at Wednesdays, when things definitely started to pick up quite a bit, there was an ASTS call option that moved up by like 545%, which is great. While there were other trades that were just duds and just failed setups, like with like WFC and Palantir, especially, while like TSM and Meta had some decent sized moves. Looking at Thursday, we could definitely see some good action there, again with Tesla, Costco, and NBIS. And then looking at Friday, it did slow down a little bit as Lulu, QUBT, and APLD, in my opinion, didn't really move at all. So that was a recap for the week. I would say overall pretty good. Shifting into the theta trades, 4 out of the 5 short put options expired immediately for max profit, which is always good to see. UNH did expire in the money. Of course, that stock has been going crazy. And with all short put style trades, it is very important to only sell those put options if you are happy to own the stock at the strike price being sold. When you do that, it is a win-win over the long term, assuming you are doing it on good companies. And not only do you have the ability to have ownership of stocks that you like for the long term and at prices you like them at, but you also get paid to do that by selling options that are theoretically a little bit more expensive than they should be. So when you sell a put option, you get paid a premium for that. Of course, time is working on your side, and due to the volatility risk premium, like embedded into the pricing of those options, you make a little bit more than you theoretically should, where over time this is an edge that works in your favor, which is one of the many reasons why it's definitely recommended to at least look into shorting put options if you haven't already. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to Tom, Hunter, Mason, or myself in SM Chat, and we'll definitely make sure you're taken care of. But besides that, thank you all so much for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.